And I still think there's that lovely irony, Cameron, that they were, particularly two of the veterans were here, joining in the VE Day celebrations, calling for the King, we want the King, and this afternoon they're going to be having tea with the King.
And the doors have just opened,
Here
and
we
the
are.
royal family
So that's about, and the cheers are going up. So
very
usual
shortly.
military precision timing. Which royal will we see first? Will it be the King?
Usually it is the King who will come out first. In fact, he is. The King and
there
Queen just making their way
there
onto
they
the
are.
balcony.
Well, how lovely.
Huge cheers from the crowds, Union flags waving, thousands and thousands of people
He's
outside
waving.
Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, they're both waving. Well, that's terrific.
We also see Prince George, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis just coming out. Alongside Prince Wales.
She's the Princess Charlotte. Charlotte with her little brother, Louis. William's taken his cap off.
The Princess Royal wearing the uniform that her mother wore, Queen Elizabeth II, in 1945, and Vice Admiral St.
And
Lawrence.
I did catch a glimpse of Prince Edward, so he is there. Although I missed somehow.
Yes, he is. He's behind
Prince
the King.
Edward's there behind Sophie.
Yeah.
To the left of the image.
And the older figure at the back, Cameron, is the Duke of Kent.
Yes.
Who I think is now 89, and of course was very, very close to the late Queen.
89. He was the Queen's first cousin, grandson of King George V. His father was killed during the Second World War in a plane crash for Duke of Kent. So he'll have memories of VE Day because he was 10 years old when it happened. But of course, he wasn't a working member of the royal family at that time, so he wasn't on the balcony. So this is the first major commemoration of VE Day without a member of the royal family with living memory of being on the balcony.
And he's done wonderful work, Duke of Kent.
And listen to the music they're playing now.
Okay, so here they come.
Can you hear it comes?
So the first plane is the Lancaster bomber.
Oh my God! Look at that.
Iconic aircraft.
Yeah. That was a bit special, wasn't
it? To be right underneath it.
And noticeably that they've flown that aircraft first, obviously slower than some of the modern aircraft.
Yes. And that particular plane was built in Chester in 1945. The war against Japan ended before it was deployed, however, so it never took part in any of the hostilities.
Be why it's still with us.
Because the war against Japan...
That was the Lancaster. Now
so
here come the Voyagers.
Now here they come.
The RAF Voyager. And the...
close to each other. I don't know if it's an optical illusion.
A400.
Wow.
Atlas Prize Norton. The Voyager flown by Flight Lieutenant Jason Alty. And the A400 Atlas.
Lovely. Thank you, darling.
Is also behind that aircraft.
It's noticeable there's a fair gap between the planes because of all the cloud cover.
Is that what it is?
They've obviously been very careful about it.
Yeah.
Next up is the RAF C-17 Globemaster, which is flown from RAF Prize Norton. It's a long-range strategic heavy-lift transport aircraft that can operate in
Standard
combat.
fluttering in the breeze. Do you know that is the size of a tennis court, that Royal Standard? Genuinely.
Is it really?
It is the largest one for use on ceremony.
They have a variety of sizes of Royal Standard,
This is the fourth largest.
Yep.
This is the largest,
and
it's the size of a tennis court.
Good Lord.
You could put it in perspective. You see the size of the men, the security guy on top of the roof, you can see that. So you could play your Wimbledon final on that.
It's
amazing.
It's pretty impressive.
Pub quiz question. That's a good pub quiz question, Nigel. Here's the next plane.
This is a P-8 Poseidon MRA-1 aircraft, operated by number 14 squadron based at RAF
Honour for the pilots too. What a great honour for the pilots too to be taking part in this extraordinary
Absolutely.
day.
Wing Commander Andy Watson is aboard this aircraft, using its radios and sensors to enable effective supervision of this entire flypast on that plane. Fun facts for you there.
How many planes in this altogether, Cameron?
Oh, I'd need to count, I'm afraid.
Right.
a number. Next we're going to have 6 Typhoon jets, so it's going to be incredibly loud in a moment.
It is.
Here it is, I can hear it coming.
Here they come. closer, they're going to get into terrible trouble if they...
A lot of air cadets there
Yeah,
waving
there
at
is.
GB News 10.
I know, they love us.
Yes.
We've got a lot of young
There's a fair few air
listeners, you
cadets
know.
watching this
Yeah.
Flypast and waving to us and waving to Nigel and the GB News tent.
Yeah, they're not waving to the BBC. Bollocks to them. Oh, that's really nice.
And the magnificent finale of the RAF Red Arrows
Fantastic, is that?
with the red, white and royal blue smoke. Iconic flying over central London and Buckingham Palace. A huge applause from the crowds as members of the royal family wave to them from the Buckingham Palace balcony. And the national anthem is being played.
Greatest king. And Nigel, good to see the king so well. Or apparently so well.
It's good to see the king here.
Yeah.
I understand the treatment he's undergoing is pretty intense.
Yeah, sure, that's right.
He's putting a very, very brave face on it. And it was why the comments from his youngest son the other day were
Gross.
so inappropriate.
Gross.
So inappropriate. Unnecessary.
And why?
And the king had spoken last week.
Yeah.
Quite movingly.
He did.
About what it was like to have
Yes.
cancer, to have serious cancer. To
Yes.
say, look, you know, it happens to me, it happens to you.
Prince or pauper.
And I thought, yeah, absolutely. And I thought that that was, of all the things that Harry said, that was the one that I thought was the most upsetting.
It's another sign why the king and his other son, can never trust Harry.
Never.
Ever again.
No, there's no conversation they can ever have with
Because
him.
it'll be on Netflix.
Yeah. So the king, I mean, look, he's been to Australia. He's here. He's off to Canada.
Yeah.
In a few weeks.
Yeah.
So he's doing his bit, but he is undergoing very regular treatment.
Yeah.
As I understand it. So it's tough.
We're just watching the royal family heading back inside now, and just as I think the heavens may be about to open here, rain held off.
It did hold off.
Well timed.
You sounded a bit gloomy there, Nigel, about the king.
I felt very sorry for him. I mean, he had to wait an awfully long time. And by the way, he and I have disagreed on things quite publicly, and we've had a few private laughs about our disagreements. But you know, Andrew, I've always believed that he's fundamentally a very good man, a very good human being, very kind,
decent,
very caring, very genuine. And he does care enormously about the Commonwealth and our connection with all those things. And, you know, chap had to wait until he was in his mid-70s before he got the job, and blame me down if within a few months
He's struck down with cancer.
he doesn't get a horrible diagnosis. So it's been, you know, it's very tough.
And when you consider his parents had such remarkably good health for so long, his father came to 99, his mother to 97.
His mother and father, but of course, if you go back a generation before, they weren't living very long at all.
Well, George VI was 52, 53.
Yeah, so they were, you know, and actually there've been quite a history going back of the males in the royal line not living very long. So I just feel a bit sorry for him. That's all. But you know.
I mean, it's just one of those things, isn't it? I should just say royal sources say that his treatment is going in a very positive direction. As you say, Nigel, we understand it is a weekly cycle of cancer treatments that he's currently on, so it's not sporadic.
And every now and again he has to step out of public duties because it's been so onerous.
He does, but he is at the moment carrying out a full programme of international and national tours. As you said, he's off to Canada in a couple of weeks' time. I suspect there'll be some kind of quite long haul tour actually in the autumn as well. But of course we need to be mindful of the fact he's got cancer and he's 76 years old. He's not a young man. Yeah, and we've still got. What do you know? Have you got any gossip on the timing of the state visit of the president?
No, September is the favourite.
Do you think so?
September is the favourite. My guess is that it will happen then.
Right.
And it needs to happen. Whatever we think of some of the things Trump's done, it needs to happen. That relationship with America is so important.
Yeah. Well, probably help with the chance it doesn't keep telling us it's far more important we do business with the EU. That was helpful. I couldn't
quite understand that when she was in DC, but
timing is everything. And
very
position.
odd, very, very odd. In defence terms, without America, we are nothing. and perhaps on a day like today, that's worth remembering. And, you know, VE Day, you know, we did what we did, and we're right to commemorate it, but without the Americans, we couldn't have done it. And the Russians, frankly.
Yeah.
We couldn't have done any of it.